So let us now begin with the last part of the first chapter of renal physiology. In this part we are going to discuss the glomerular filtration, tubular reabsorption and tubular secretion. So as you already know that large amount of fluid is filtered from the glomerular capillaries into the Bowman's capsule. So all of the plasma which is present in the glomerular capillaries is filtered except for the proteins. The plasma proteins are not filtered from the glomerular capillaries into the Bowman's capsule. So the filtrate is almost same in composition to the plasma, except there are no proteins present in the Bowman's capsule. And as the filtrate passes along the nephron, it is modified by reabsorption and secretion of substances from the peritubular capillaries. So here is an organization of the functional unit of the kidney. This is how the nephron is arranged. Here you can see the efferent arterioles which are entering into the glomerulus, and it breaks down into the glomerular capillaries, and then it again forms efferent arterioles which again break down into the peritubular capillaries. I have already discussed this formation or unique organization of blood vessels in the nephron in our previous chapters, and as I mentioned before that the organization of blood vessels in the glomerulus are different from the organization of blood vessels elsewhere in the body. बॉडी में बाकी जगहों पर आर्ट्रियोल्स जो हैं वो कैपिलरीज बनाती हैं एंड देन कैपिलरीज जॉइन टू फॉर्म विन्यूल्स, बट हेयर विद इन द नेफ्रॉन the arterioles they break up and they form capillaries known as the glomerular capillaries, and then they join to form another set of arterioles which again break down to form peritubular capillaries, and these peritubular capillaries loop around the nephron, especially its loop of Henle, and it is responsible for modifying the filtrate which is present within the nephron or the loop. So here you can see the glomerular capillaries, and around the glomerular capillaries you can see the Bowman's capsule which then extends into the convoluted tubules and the loop of Henle. You must know that these glomerular capillaries are just like any other capillaries present in the body. इनमें फ़र्क सिर्फ इतना है दैट देर आर प्रेजेंट लार्ज spaces of fenestrae between the endothelial cells and the basement membrane on which the endothelial cells are resting is also not continuous. तो इसमें एक तो endothelial cells के दरमियान में बहुत ज़्यादा गैप है, और जो basement membrane है उसके अंदर भी large spaces हैं to allow filtration of fluid from the blood vessels to the Bowman's capsule. जबकि Bowman's capsule जो है it is made up of epithelial cells, and these epithelial cells form together, join together to form the structure of the nephron. It forms the Bowman's capsule and the convoluted tubules, and this structure is hollow and it is tubular, and it carries the filtrate which is filtered from the glomerular capillaries into the Bowman's capsule. ठीक है, तो अब आपको इसका थोड़ा सा जनरल आइडिया हो गया कि हाउ द Bowman's capsule is formed. It is actually formed of epithelial cells, and it is a hollow tube and it carries the filtrate. And let us now discuss how the filtrate is formed. When the blood enters the efferent arteriole with pressure and moves through the glomerular capillaries, due to the hydrostatic pressure of the blood, it is filtered out into the Bowman's capsule. Then as it moves along the nephron and passes through the loop of Henle and distal convoluted tubules, some substances are reabsorbed into the peritubular capillaries. Peritubular capillaries क्या हैं? ये कैपिलरी नेटवर्क है जो कि नेफ्रॉन के इर्द गिर्द मौजूद होता है, और ये मेजॉरिटी चीज़ें जो कि फ़िल्टर हुई थी फ्रॉम द ग्लोमेरुलस उनको रीअब्जॉर्ब कर लेता है एज दे पास along the nephron. So here you can see this point which is numbered 2, here you can see that most of the substances are being reabsorbed from the nephron back into the peritubular capillaries. But there is also secretion of small amount of substances from the peritubular capillaries into the nephron. अब कुछ substances ऐसे हैं जो कि पेरीट्यूबुलर कैपिलरी से ब्लड से सिक्रीट होते हैं इनटू द नेफ्रॉन, एंड दीज आर द सब्सटेंसेस विच नीड टू बी एक्सक्रीटेड फ्रॉम द बॉडीज लाइक द वेस्ट प्रोडक्ट्स. एंड फाइनली यू हैव नंबर 4, दीज आर द सब्सटेंसेस विच आर बीइंग रिमूव्ड फ्रॉम द बॉडी एंड दिस इज़ नोन एज एक्सक्रीशन. सो यूरिन फॉर्मेशन के 4 स्टेप्स होते हैं. सबसे पहले फिल्ट्रेशन, which is the movement of almost all of the fluid from the glomerulus into the Bowman's capsule. Number 2 is reabsorption. Most of the filtrate is reabsorbed from the nephron into the peritubular capillaries. Number 3 is secretion. Some waste products are secreted from the peritubular capillaries into the nephron. And finally we have number 4, the urinary excretion, which is the excretion of the final form of the urine. Let us now discuss some substances that are only filtered and they are neither reabsorbed nor secreted. So substances which are freely filtered from the glomerulus and are neither reabsorbed or nor secreted, they will appear in the urine in the same quantity as they were filtered from the glomerulus. ठीक है, तो ऐसे substances जो कि फिल्टर होते हैं और उसके बाद रीअब्जॉर्ब भी नहीं होते और ना ही सिक्रीट होते हैं फ्रॉम द पेरिट्यूबुलर कैपिलरीज, उनकी क्वांटिटी जो है वो सेम रहती है थ्रू आउट आफ्टर फिल्ट्रेशन टिल दे आर excreted in the urine. So they can be easily calculated. Their excretion rate is equal to the rate of their filtration, because जितना वो फिल्टर हुए थे उतना ही वो एक्सक्रीट हो जाएंगे, ना वो रीअब्जॉर्ब हुए हैं ना ही उनमें कुछ ऐड हुआ है फ्रॉम द पेरिट्यूबुलर कैपिलरीज. सच सब्सटेंसेस आर वेरी हेल्पफुल in calculating the filtration rate of a nephron. ठीक है, it can help you in calculating the GFR of a nephron, and such substances include creatinine. ठीक है, creatinine is the waste or breakdown product of metabolism in your body. It is a special substance which is freely filtered from the glomerulus into the nephron. It is not reabsorbed from the nephron back into the peritubular capillaries, nor is it secreted from the peritubular capillaries into the nephron. Equal to the amount of creatinine which is ultimately excreted in the urine. So this is very important from MCQ point of view. You must remember that creatinine is the only substance which is present in your body which is freely filtered and neither reabsorbed nor secreted. Secondly, we have substances are partially reabsorbed. ठीक है, कुछ सब्सटेंसेस ऐसे होते हैं जो कि फ़िल्टर होने के बाद रीअब्जॉर्ब भी होते हैं बैक इनटू द ब्लड अकॉर्डिंग टू द नीड्स ऑफ द बॉडी. सो देयर एक्सक्रीशन is less than their filtration, because जितना वो फिल्टर हुए थे उसमें से कुछ अमाउंट रीअब्जॉर्ब हो गई, तो जो अमाउंट एक्सक्रीट होगी it is less than the total amount which was filtered. So such substances can be calculated with the formula of excretion rate is equal to filtration rate minus the rate of reabsorption, and such substances include electrolytes such as sodium and chloride ions. So you must remember that the electrolytes are freely filtered into the Bowman's capsule, but as they pass along the nephron they are reabsorbed according to the needs of the body, and the rest remaining part is excreted. So such substances include electrolytes such as sodium, chloride ions and water. Let us now move on to the third type of substances. These substances are completely reabsorbed after being filtered. So such substances which are freely filtered into the Bowman's capsule, and they are 100% reabsorbed, and none of them appear in the urine. Such substances are known to be are called to be completely absorbing substances, and they are never present in your urine in normal conditions. And examples of such substances are glucose and amino acid. आप जितना मर्ज़ी स्वीट खा लें या ग्लूकोज़ आप इंजेस्ट कर लें, आप एक नॉर्मल हेल्दी पर्सन के यूरिन के अंदर ग्लूकोज जो है वो नहीं आना चाहिए, बिकॉज नो मैटर हाउ मच अमाउंट ऑफ ग्लूकोज यू कंज्यूम, all of it is reabsorbed within your peritubular capillaries, and it does not appear in your urine. Same is the case with amino acids. So amino acids and glucose are 100% reabsorbed and are not excreted in urine in a healthy kidney. Then we have some substances which are secreted from the peritubular capillaries into the nephron. So after being freely filtered, as they pass along the nephron, some quantities are added to the nephron from the peritubular capillaries. So such substances would appear in greater concentration in urine as compared to the amount that was filtered. जितना फिल्टर हुआ था उससे ज़्यादा यूरिन में मौजूद होगा, और इसको कैलकुलेट करने का फॉर्मूला क्या है? एक्सक्रीशन रेट इज़ इक्वल टू filtration rate plus rate of secretion. So such substances which are secreted by the peritubular capillaries into the nephrons are organic acids and bases. ये ऐसे substances हैं which can be harmful to the body if they are left inside the body, so they are completely cleared from the blood by filtration as well as secretion from the peritubular capillaries. So here the first chapter of renal physiology ends. I hope you understood all the topics that we covered, and if you have any questions you can leave them in the comment box. So let us now begin with the second chapter of renal physiology, which is the glomerular filtration, renal blood flow and their control. This is chapter 27 of your Guyton. 80 liter of filtrate is formed each day. That is a huge amount of fluid to be filtered by both the kidneys per day. So the amount of filtrate which is produced by both kidneys per day is 180 liters or 125 ml per minute. Okay, so it is either 180 liters per day or it is 125 ml per minute. You must know both of these values. These are very important values. बेटे ये वाइवा में भी पूछी जाएंगी और ये आपसे MCQs में भी पूछी जाएंगी. सो एक दिन के अंदर दोनों किडनीज 180 लीटर्स फिल्ट्रेट प्रोड्यूस करती हैं और एक मिनट के अंदर जो है ये 125 ml जो है फिल्ट्रेट प्रोड्यूस करती हैं. लेकिन आपको पता है कि यूरिन जो है जो एक नॉर्मल हेल्दी बॉडी प्रोड्यूस करती है विद इन अ डे इज़ अराउंड 1.5 लीटर्स. सो 1 to 1.5 liters. So out of this 180 liters, around 179 liters is reabsorbed and only 1 liter is excreted in the form of urine. So you must know that it is around 180 liters which is filtrated per day, but most of it is reabsorbed and only 1 liter is excreted in the form of urine. So what is the composition of glomerular filtrate? As I already mentioned before, that the glomerular capillaries are very permeable. They filter out everything except proteins and RBCs and anything which is going to be attached to the proteins. So the glomerular capillaries are very permeable and they allow all kinds of fluids and substances like amino acids and glucose and electrolytes like sodium chloride, hydrogen ions and bicarbines to filter freely, but they do not allow proteins and RBCs to filter, and anything that is attached to proteins like calcium ions or any drug which is, or any hormone which is attached to a plasma protein will not be filtered. So the filtrate is very much like the plasma in composition, except it does not contain any proteins and it does not contain any RBCs. Other than that, all other salts and organic molecules are similar to concentration in plasma. The reason for this is that the glomerular capillaries are very porous और वो हर चीज़ को filter कर लेती हैं except proteins or RBCs or anything which is attached to the protein. So as I mentioned before that GFR is the glomerular filtration rate. So the total amount of plasma which is coming to the kidneys, out of it 20% is filtrated. ठीक है, जितना भी blood kidneys में आ रहा होता है उसमें से 20% जो है वो filtrate की शक्ल में filter हो जाता है. So what are the determining forces which will determine the amount of filtrate that is going to be produced? We have already discussed these forces back when we studied circulation. So among these forces are the hydrostatic and colloid osmotic pressures both of the glomerular capillaries and the Bowman's capsule. So we will be discussing them in detail in our next lecture, but for now you must remember that it is the hydrostatic pressure and colloid osmotic pressure of the glomerular capillaries and of the Bowman's capsule, and the balance between them which will determine the amount of fluid which is going to be filtered from the glomerular capillaries into the Bowman's capsule. And second factor which will determine GFR is the capillary coefficient factor or capillary filtration coefficient, which is known as KF. This also we have discussed before in circulation, but we will be discussing this again in the next lecture. So basically capillary filtration coefficient is the product of permeability of the capillaries and the total surface area of the capillaries. का क्या मतलब है कि कितनी glomerular capillaries जो हैं वो मौजूद हैं, उनके अंदर जो permeability है वो कितनी है, what is the surface area of these capillaries, and the product of this, all of this is known as the capillary filtration coefficient. It is mostly constant in a healthy kidney, ठीक है, क्योंकि the number of glomerular capillaries and the number of pores in those capillaries and the surface area of those capillaries is almost constant in all healthy individuals. So mostly capillary coefficient, filtration coefficient is constant except in diseased cases. So we have already discussed this before, but we will discuss this again in next lecture. So don't worry if you don't remember these right now. हम इनको next chapter में detail में पढ़ेंगे. So glomerular capillaries have a very high rate of filtration as compared to the other capillaries. और क्या फ़र्क है glomerular capillaries में और body की बाकी capillaries में, क्योंकि glomerular capillaries के अंदर एक तो hydrostatic pressure ज़्यादा होता है as compared to other capillaries. As you might remember from our unit of circulation that all other capillaries present in the body elsewhere mostly have a hydrostatic pressure of around 30 millimeter mercury at their arterial end, whereas in the glomerular capillaries the hydrostatic pressure may be as high as 50 millimeter mercury. So पहला फैक्टर जो कि फिल्ट्रेशन करवाता है किडनी में ज़्यादा एज़ कम्पेयर टू अदर पार्ट्स अदर कैपिलरीज इन द बॉडी इज़ द हाइड्रोस्टैटिक प्रेशर विच इज़ वेरी हाई एज़ कम्पेयर टू अदर पार्ट्स ऑफ द बॉडी. Secondly, the pores in the glomerular capillaries are very permeable, and the KF is very large in the glomerulus as compared to other capillaries elsewhere in the body. So that is why the GFR is as high as 125 mL per minute or 180 liters per day. Then you must be familiar with the concept of filtration fraction. फिल्ट्रेशन फ्रैक्शन का क्या मतलब है कि जितना रीनल ब्लड फ्लो आया था टू द किडनी, रीनल प्लाज्मा फ्लो जितना आया था उसमें से कितना फ़िल्टर हुआ है, ठीक है, तो दैट वुड गिव यू द फिल्ट्रेशन कोफिशेंट और फिल्ट्रेशन फ्रैक्शन. सो the filtration fraction is the GFR divided by renal plasma flow. So the amount of blood which is coming to the kidney or renal plasma flow is around 600 ml per minute, and out of it 125 ml is filtered. So this can give you the value of filtration fraction. Here we have the glomerular capillary membrane. Let us study the structure in detail. Suppose this is a glomerular capillary, and it is made up of endothelial cells. These endothelial cells lie on a basement membrane, and outside the basement membrane there lie special cells which are known as podocytes, and podo means feet, and these podocytes have large feet which overlap with the feet of the next subsequent podocyte. और ये podocytes जो हैं इनके दरमियान में, इनकी फिंगर्स के दरमियान में स्लिट्स मौजूद होते हैं, और इन स्लिट्स के दरमियान में से फिल्ट्रेशन होती है. सो हेयर यू कैन सी this is, suppose this is the capillary which is filled with blood, and as you know that the inside of the capillary is lined by endothelial cells which you can see over here, and these capillary cells lie on a basement membrane, and outside the basement membrane are present special cells which are known as podocytes, and these podocytes have large feet, and these feet interdigitate with the next podocyte, and between their feet are present special slits, and from these slits fluid can filter out of the capillaries into the Bowman's capsule. So to recap or to revise, the glomerular capillary membrane has three layers: the endothelial cells of the capillary, the basement membrane, and the layer of epithelial cells which are known as podocytes which surround the basement membrane. Here you can see the podocytes present outside the capillary membrane. This is one podocyte, and it has these feet like processes which give it its name, the podocyte, and between the feet or the foot processes you can see these slits present over here. Can you see them? These slits allow filtration of fluid from the glomerular capillaries into the Bowman's capsule. Now this barrier of endothelial membrane is very specific, and it does not allow proteins to pass from the endothelium, from the glomerulus into the Bowman's capsule. Now the reason behind this is that the proteins are negatively charged, and these plasma proteins which are present within the blood vessels which carry negative charge on their surface and also carry a large diameter cannot pass from the endothelial cells and the basement membrane and the slit processes of the podocytes. Now another reason other than the large size of the proteins is the negative charge which is present on their surface. So as I have already mentioned before that plasma proteins cannot filter from the glomerular capillaries to the Bowman's capsule. The reason for this is that the plasma proteins which are present in the glomerular capillaries, they carry a negative charge on their surface. इसके अलावा जो एंडोथीलियल सेल्स हैं जो कि ग्लोमेरुलर कैपिलरी मेम्ब्रेन को लाइन करते हैं, उनके ऊपर भी नेगेटिव चार्ज होता है बिकॉज दीज दे कंटेन प्रोटीन्स इन देयर सेल मेम्ब्रेन विच आर नेगेटिवली चार्ज्ड. Other than that, the basement membrane contains proteoglycans which also carry a negative charge. Thirdly, the cells podocytes which are present on the outside of the basement membrane also carry a negative charge. So all these negative charges repel the plasma proteins which are present in the capillaries and do not allow them to filter from the capillary out towards the Bowman's capsule. ठीक है, तो बेटे आपने ये बात याद रखनी है कि प्लाज्मा प्रोटीन्स हालांकि उनका साइज़ पोर्स से छोटा होता है लेकिन उसके बावजूद प्लाज्मा proteins move नहीं कर सकती from the pores of the glomerular capillary to the Bowman's capsule. That is because of the negative charge which is present on most of the plasma proteins. आपके जो प्लाज्मा के अंदर प्रोटीन्स हैं मोस्टली नेगेटिव चार्ज होती हैं, और ये नेगेटिव चार्ज जो है ये इनको रिपेल करवाता है फ्रॉम द नेगेटिव चार्ज ऑफ द एंडोथेलियल सेल्स, from the negative charge of the basement membrane and the negative charge on the podocytes which are present on the outer surface of the basement membrane. This is the reason that plasma proteins do not filter into the Bowman's capsule. Okay, here you can see this is the glomerular capillary and cells, and these endothelial cells, they rest outside of the basement membrane. Are present the podocytes, and between the podocytes there are present slits. So any fluid which needs to be filtered must pass from between the endothelial cells through the basement membrane and through the podocytes. These epithelial cells carry a negative charge, so do the basement membrane, and so do the podocytes. And the proteins which are present in the blood also carry a negative charge, and they are repelled by the negative charges of the endothelium, basement membrane and podocytes. This is the reason that the plasma proteins cannot pass through the glomerular membrane. There is another representation of the same concept. Here you can see the efferent arteriole which breaks down into the glomerular capillaries, and you can see that the glomerular capillaries are covered by a special type of cells which are known as podocytes. And when you see them closely, here you can see the podocytes covering the outside of the membrane, and they have these foot-like processes which are known as the podocytes, and they interdigitate with the next podocyte and form slits in between them. And when you further magnify this, you can see that here is the endothelial cell which is lying on the basement membrane, and this is the podocytes, and the fluid which is to be filtered moves between the endothelial cells across the basement membrane and from the slits of the podocyte. The filterability of the solutes is inversely related to their size. So as the size of a molecule increases, its filterability decreases. For reference, water is taken because its molecular weight is 18 and its filterability is maximum, and it is given a value of 1. You will see as the molecular weight increases, the filterability decreases. Sodium and glucose and inulin have the same filterability as that of water, that is that they are readily filtered, but as the size of the molecules increases to around 17,000 times, you will see that the myoglobin molecule is reduced, its filterability is reduced to 75% to that of water. And as the size further increases to 69,000, for example that of albumin, the filterability is reduced to around 0.005%. So you can see clearly that as the weight of a molecule increases, its filterability decreases, and albumins, which are among the largest proteins of the body, have the least filterability of around 0.005, and which is almost approaching 0. That is the reason the albumins, because of their large size and also the negative charge which they have on their surface, are not freely filtered from the glomerular capillaries into the Bowman's capsule. So as already mentioned before, if we compare two molecules of same size but having different charges on their surface, one having a negative charge and other having a positive charge, we will notice that the negatively charged molecules cannot easily pass through the membrane, while the positively charged molecules having same size as that negatively charged molecule can easily pass through the membrane. So another factor which controls the filterability is the negative charge on the surface of the molecule. And very interesting information is that the pore of a glomerular membrane has a diameter of around 8 nanometer, while the size of the albumin protein is around 6 nanometer, and according to logic it should easily pass through the membrane, but it cannot pass through this pore. So this brings to mind that there might be some other factor other than the size which controls the filterability. So that factor is the charge of the molecule. Since albumin is negatively charged, so it cannot pass through the नेगेटिवली चार्ज्ड बैरियर्स ऑफ द ग्लोमेरुलर मेम्ब्रेन. जैसे कि मैंने आपको पहले बताया कि एंडोथेलियल सेल पे भी नेगेटिव चार्ज है, बेसमेंट मेम्ब्रेन पे भी नेगेटिव चार्ज है और पोडोसाइट्स पे भी नेगेटिव चार्ज है. तो एल्ब्यूमिन अपने छोटे साइज़ के बावजूद पास नहीं कर सकती पोर में से, क्योंकि इसके ऊपर भी नेगेटिव चार्ज होता है जो कि इसको रिपेल करता है और मूव नहीं करने देता थ्रू द glomerular membrane. So there is a disease which is known as the minimal change nephropathy. It is an autoimmune disease, and our own T cells, which are the immune cells of our body, start destroying the glomerular membrane. They only affect certain proteins on the glomerular membrane and cause them to lose their negative charge, which results in decreased negative charge on the glomerular membrane. Because of this reduced negative charge on the glomerular membrane, the albumins are no longer repelled and they start to filter through the glomerular membrane and are lost in the urine in the form of proteinuria or albuminuria. So what happens is, let me repeat, मिनिमल चेंज नेफ्रोपैथी एक ऐसी ऑटोइम्यून डिजीज़ है जिसमें हमारे इम्यून सेल्स बेसमेंट मेम्ब्रेन की प्रोटीन्स को डैमेज करते हैं और बेसमेंट मेम्ब्रेन पे से नेगेटिव चार्ज जो है वो ख़त्म हो जाता है. इस नेगेटिव चार्ज के ख़त्म होने की वजह से एल्ब्यूमिन्स अब रिपेल नहीं होती एंड दे आर फिल्टर्ड फ्रॉम द ग्लोमेरुलर कैपिलरीज इनटू द ब्यूमेन कैप्सूल एंड दे आर एक्सक्रीटेड इन द यूरिन, और इस तरह प्रोटीन इज़ लॉस्ट फ्रॉम द बॉडी, and this disease is known as minimal change nephropathy.